Whether you're thinking of divorcing your narcissistic spouse, right in the middle of it, or have finalized your divorce, the tactics are the same. If this sounds like you need to know about Christine Hammond's new masterclass series, How to Survive a Divorce with a Narcissist. In this 4-hour video series, Christine Hammond introduces the toxic tactics that narcissists use to abuse, humiliate, and manipulate you, and teaches you exactly how to recognize these tactics and navigate through them with mastery and confidence. How to Survive a Divorce with a Narcissist is a deep dive, a masterclass that'll show you how narcissists use tactics like bait and switch, scare tactics, roller coaster ride, and child's play. It's How to Survive a Divorce with a Narcissist, a 4-hour recorded video masterclass with Christine Hammond. For more information or to purchase today, just go to growwithchristine.com/narcissism. That's growwithchristine.com/narcissism. This masterclass will change your life. Again, that's growwithchristine.com/narcissism. This is Understanding Today's Narcissist. Brought to you in part by PsychCentral.com. And now here's your host, Christine Hammond.
Today we're going to talk about the rules of living in a narcissistic family. Having grown up in one, I can tell you that there are all kinds of unspoken rules that exist. And so we're going to talk about what it's like as a child or a spouse being in a narcissistic family and what these rules actually are. You might not even be aware that you've been arbitrarily following some rules, and when you become an adult, then you are now passing those on to your own child. And it doesn't need to be that way. So let's not pass down narcissistic tendencies and characteristics from one generation to another. We have enough of that naturally going on already. So let's talk about what these unspoken rules look like so that you can make sure that you are not passing them down to the next generation. Every family has these unspoken rules like don't wake mom when she is taking a nap, no matter what it tastes like, dad's cooking is always good, or always clean up before grandma comes to the house. These guidelines are followed without question, usually to keep a family running smoothly. However, when a narcissist is added to the mix, the rules take on more intensity, let's say. The consequences for not following these guidelines are so severe, such as giving a person the silent treatment for days, withholding financial resources for groceries, verbal assaults, or even hour-long anger rants. No one, unfortunately, is immune from the effects. The spouse and the children are expected to adhere to the standards without question. And sometimes these rules aren't even spoken, so you don't even know that they exist. But I'm going to give you an idea of what some of these rules look like. We're going to go over 7 different examples. See which ones fit your situation. Number 1, only their perspective matters. A narcissistic spouse was keeping track of his wife's menstrual cycle so he could manage her quote-unquote crazy mood swings. Knowing that he did this, his wife even spoke to her doctor to see if she had a menstrual disorder, and the response was no. Still, he continued to point out her cycles and blame any discontent that she expressed on them. When her husband was asked if he ever took the time to understand why his wife was deeply offended by this, his response was, "No, why does that matter?" Narcissists view the world from their perspective only. Any attempt to get them to view things from another point of view is met with intense resistance. So unspoken rule number 1, only their perspective matters. Number 2, appearance is everything. The whole purpose of narcissism is to cover up a deep-rooted insecurity. So it stands to reason that the same principle will be followed in their home. A narcissistic female spent hours cleaning the house, making food, and ordering the family around in preparation for an after-funeral party. She was so obsessed with what everyone would think about her house that she missed some of her mother's funeral just to make sure everything was done in order. Before the guests arrived, she was yelling over some spilled wine as soon as they entered. She put on her happy face. So to her guests, she appeared to have it all together, as not a tear was even shed for her mother. So unspoken rule number 2, appearance is everything. By the way, these 7 examples I'm sharing with you today are all true. These are actual true stories from my clients. Number 3, there are a lot of family secrets. The irony about family secrets is that the narcissist does not honor others' secrets, but demands compliance with theirs. A beautiful young woman spent years in middle school going through her self-identified ugly phase. However, her narcissistic mother still liked to carry a picture of her daughter during that time, calling her my ugly duckling. She had the habit of bringing out the picture whenever others would compliment her daughter on her now very good looks. One day, after finding a terrible old picture of her mother, the daughter likewise shared the photo with some friends. The mother flew into a rage and refused to speak to her daughter for several years, accusing her daughter of embarrassing her in front of her friends. So rule number 3, there are a lot of family secrets. Rule number 4, sex is expected on demand. The birth of their first baby was a bit traumatic, resulting in several tears, tears, and stitches. The doctor gave strict instructions not to have sex for at least 6 weeks due to the amount of damage. 2 weeks after the birth, the narcissistic father began insisting that his wife have intercourse with him. His persistence was unrelenting, and finally she gave in despite the pain. This caused her to bleed and her stitches to be reopened. The husband then blamed the doctor for not doing an adequate job. Sex is not about the narcissistic partner meeting the narcissistic partner's needs or wants. Rather, it is about meeting their needs and wants. And they will say and do whatever it takes to be able to have sex. So, number 4, sex is on demand. Number 5, there is instant comparing. In order to maintain superiority status, narcissists constantly compare themselves to others. However, it doesn't stop there. Spouses, children, houses, cars, and bank accounts are also continually evaluated. A narcissistic spouse looks at another woman and comments to their spouse, "Why can't you look more like her?" A narcissistic parent sees another kid performing well on the football field and begins to berate their child for not doing as well. A new college narcissistic graduate turns down several jobs because they are beneath me and I deserve better. So number 5, there is constant comparing. Number 6, it's never their fault. No matter what the circumstance, a narcissist will not accept responsibility for any failure. Instead, things will be twisted and blamed on others. A narcissistic parent was asked to pick up their child after soccer practice. All the other parents had come and gone before the child texted their parent. The narcissist's response was filled with anger, saying that the child was being impatient, demanding, and uncaring about the work-related issue that delayed the parent for an hour and a half. There was even more enraged upon discovering that the child also texted the other parent, letting them know about the incident. The narcissistic parent then accused the child of creating problems in the marriage. Number 6. It's never their fault. Number 7, there is unnecessary drama. One of the tellmark signals of a narcissistic relationship is the generation of unnecessary drama. Often, this is done to stir up confusion so that the narcissistic spouse can look like the hero. During a night out with friends, the spouse makes a casual comment about their income being a bit less this month due to the economy. Immediately, the narcissistic spouse gives them the stare, which is a silent, "shut up now." On the way home and in the house, the narcissistic spouse rants for hours about how the comment embarrassed them and was completely disrespectful. Then the narcissist demands that the spouse retracts their comments with friends and replace it with the gratitude for the bonus that was earned the year before. Number 7, there is unnecessary drama. Once again, here are the 7 unspoken rules that I find frequently in a narcissistic family. Number 1, only their perspective matters. Number 2, appearance is everything. Number 3, there are a lot of family secrets. Number 4, sex is expected on demand. Number 5, there is constant comparing. Number 6, it's never their fault. Number 7, there is unnecessary drama. So while there are more unspoken rules that a narcissistic family can have, these point the highlight and the most predominant ones that I tend to see. To recover from such a family, it is useful to write out your own unspoken rules so they can be properly evaluated and discarded, and then we won't be passing this down to the next generation.
Thanks for listening to Understanding Today's Narcissist with Christine Hammond. Brought to you in part by PsychCentral.com. For more information, visit growwithchristine.com.